Hallihallo meine Freunde und willkommen zurück in einer weiteren Folge Genshin Impact. In der letzten Folge haben wir aufgehört und hier machen wir natürlich weiter. In der letzten Folge haben wir ja einiges erfahren, dass dieses, was wir jedes Mal wiederholen, die Tage mit dem Fest, alles Träume sind. Und dass die Akasha, die Maschine davon, die Menschen die Träume benutzt als Batterie, also als Ladevorgang, damit es schön immer weiter aufgeladen bleibt. Das ist der Grund, warum diese Mero-Menschen nicht träumen. Oh, es ist interessant. Machen wir weiter, Leute, um dieses Rätsel auf jeden Fall zu lösen. Let's go, würde ich sagen, ne?
Should we open it? Wow. Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sabzeruz festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sabzeruz festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her. Hey! Where are you off to now?
Unsere Marschung ist scheinbar sehr sauer die ganze Zeit, Leute. Wir sollen mit ihr sprechen. Das wird jetzt interessant. Okay. Oh.
It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's Dance of Sabzeruz.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come... What? Where are we going this time?
Okay. Leute, heißt es etwa, dass sie jetzt tot ist, oder wie? Also ich denke mal, ne? Das ist ja der Traum, das dafür sorgt, dass ihre Puppe das ist. Eigentlich eine dumme Idee, gerade von der dumme Aussage von mir. Sie ist ja tot. Die Krankheit hat sie scheinbar jetzt am Ende verschwinden lassen. Wir sollen uns jetzt den Tanz ein. Seht ihr den Subzeus-Tanz an? Dann gucken wir mal. Aber da sind doch wieder diese zwei, die dafür sorgen, dass es nicht, dass dieser Tanz nicht funktionieren soll.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this? Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the academia. I don't want to drag you into this.
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste! Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course! If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage? Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death. Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple. Beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Tanyerzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here? Huh? You guys are acting weird. But okay, I'll try. Hey!
They disappeared! So Nilu's the host. What a surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assume there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu? But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzeruz festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendroarchon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendroarchon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes, but his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story!
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sabzeruz festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sabzeruz as beautiful as we can. The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sabzeruz.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Oh, good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sabzeruz festival. The Sabzeruz festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sabzeruz samsara? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal! She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What usual spot?
Jo, meine Leute, also, jo, Leute, jo, Leute, jo, meine Leute. Das war ein sehr schöner Tanz. Vorhin hat man sie gesehen. Sie war als Geist wieder dort. Sehr interessant. Das war also der Tanz. Das heißt, ein kleines meine Freunde hätten mir davor die einfach abgebrochen. Einfach so. Catherine ist ja wieder da vorne. Lol. Und sie lebt noch. Sie lebt noch. Na, hallo.
Well done, Traveler and Paimon.
Ja.
And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sabzeruz festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream, and I saw Nilou performing the dance of Sabzeruz.
Ja. Meine Freunde, ganz kurz. Diese Catherine hat die Stimme von unserer Göttin. Das heißt in Klartext, Leute, diese Catherine, die wir da gesehen haben beim Fest, war nicht Catherine. Das war, Gott, hab ich echt ihren Namen jetzt wieder vergessen? Das ist doch jetzt nicht wahr. Auf jeden Fall von unserer Göttin ist das. Das ist die Göttin, die da gerade mit ihrer Gestalt rumläuft. Das ist ja interessant.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sabzeruz festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her? It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
Alles klar. Ihr geht's doch gut, Leute. Sie ist doch nicht gestorben. Die hatte bloß nicht mehr die Kraft, in diesem Traum zu sein. Jo, dann gehen wir jetzt zu unserer Lieblingsbank. Nahida. Das war ihr Name. Gott, Leute, Nahida. Den Namen muss ich mir irgendwie noch teilweise merken, ey. Ja, jetzt kommt mal hier... Leute, diese Musik jedes Mal. Jedes Mal diese Musik. Die ist einfach nur... Ah... Ich muss schon ehrlich sagen, Sumero hat schon sehr, sehr klassisch tolle Musik. Ich freue mich schon auf das Wasserreich, das Feuerreich und das Eisreich, Leute. Ich bin gespannt, wie da die Musik sein wird, wie da die Maps sein werden. Vor allem, wie gesagt, meine Freunde, muss ich auch kurz erwähnen, auf die Map, die ich mich am meisten freuen werde, ist tatsächlich die des Wasserreiches, ne? Tatsächlich. Das ist die Map, die mir am meisten, die echt mich am meisten jetzt interessiert. Von allen. Und wie der Schicksal so will, Leute, nach Sumero kommt ja sogar das Reich des Wassers. Aber die Sache ist die... Das habe ich mich schon davor schon gefragt, ne? Es wurde eigentlich es wurde nicht erzählt, dass die Göttin... Also, dass der Gott... Es wurde gesagt, also Gott der Weisheit, nicht Göttin der Weisheit. Tatsächlich, ne? Wurde ja gesagt. Heißt es klar, ist der Wassergott wird ein Wassergott oder Wassergöttin oder wird er doch jetzt ein Wassergott? Weil wir hatten jetzt zwei Männer und jetzt haben wir, okay, bloß die Pflanzengöttin ist ja ein kleines Kind. Halt, ne? Naja. Ja. Na dann, meine Freunde, let's go.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right. After we parted on the last day of the Sabzeruz festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end! And not a moment too soon!
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions. To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
What?
How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana?
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sabzeruz festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yeah, so you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable. A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from the Scarlet King. The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies. Okay, so what does the message mean? I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it. So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick! Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain. The Traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's. Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the Sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sabzeruz Samsara in the immediate future. Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Es geht weiter. Was? Nein, geht nicht. Lol. Was ist das jetzt hier? Okay, meine Freunde. Interessant. Können wir jetzt die Map einfach verlassen ohne Probleme? Ich denke ja, ne? Ja, jetzt können wir's. Okay, meine Freunde. Wie es scheint, hatte ich recht. Die Story ist erstmal vorübergehend weg. Das bedeutet, die kleine Göttin jetzt hier macht jetzt so gesehen ihren Mittagsschlaf oder ihr Schlaf so gesehen und es geht später weiter. Aber wir haben jetzt gleich Ziele, meine Freunde. Wir haben jetzt gleich Ziele. Und zwar in der nächsten Folge werden wir versuchen jetzt, weil wir jetzt die Story eigentlich durch haben, wie es scheint, werden wir wahrscheinlich in der Story später dann die anderen Länder wahrscheinlich hier ein bisschen erkunden. Ich will jetzt sowieso wissen, wo das alles ist. Wir brauchen uns mal gleich hier hin. Wir werden auf jeden Fall jetzt mal Sumeru ein bisschen erkunden und die, was das da zum Beispiel ist, da sieht man es schon, die Gottesstatue in Rot. Wir werden das auf jeden Fall mal in Angriff nehmen in der nächsten Folge. Ich bin mal gespannt, was uns alles zu erwarten wird. Natürlich werden wir auch die ganzen Truhen, die wir auf dem Weg da sammeln werden, natürlich auch aufsammeln. Und ja, mal gespannt, meine Freunde, ob Sumero vielleicht doch noch größer wird oder so bleibt. Also so gesehen ist Sumero doch nicht so klein, wie ich dachte tatsächlich, ne? Wenn man über nachdenkt, hier ist ja schon eine gewaltige Riesenstelle. Und wenn man über nachdenkt, die Kluft ist das hier und das ist das hier, Sumero, ist die Kluft schon einiges kleiner, als man denkt. Würde ich jetzt sagen. Vor allem, man muss halt überlegen, hier konnte man früher gar nicht reinlaufen, ne? Es kann sein, dass hier auch neue Truhen sind, Leute. Die jetzt in Lühe einfach aufgetaucht sind. Oder ob das jetzt auch teilweise zu Sumero gehört, das ist auch eine Frage, ne? Aber gut, meine Freunde, ich würde sagen, wir sehen uns damit in der nächsten Folge. Euer Marschu, bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschaußen!